Hi, Cancers, and welcome to your January 2023 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about your month ahead. I hope you're all doing really well. I've been excited to read for you specifically this month, Cancers, because it feels like a major breath of fresh air coming on for you. You have a lot that we need to talk about. Getting you up to this very fresh end of the month. Okay, it might not be feeling as fresh as you like until the end of the month, but you are getting there. You are getting to your goal. You have done something incredible. Let's talk all about it for you. As usual, intuitive messages followed by a week-to-week tarot forecast and an extended reading linked below on Patreon. Okay, so intuitively for Cancer, the new moon in Capricorn that happened, I believe it was December 23rd, 2022. Already you were very different by that point in time. You were envisioning a very detailed or methodical way forward, very realistic, very materially focused, very full of gravitation as well. When I say that, I mean not just putting one foot in front of the other, not just paying the bills, but really understanding how your current energy sources in your life can contribute to a longer term capability without sacrificing your present momentum either. Basically, I feel that by the time we had the new moon in Capricorn, you had a more realistic understanding of how to move forward, and that has probably caused a branching off of the energy. So you might be having a crossroads coming up, as many of the signs are in January. Do I choose to just step out and go big or go home now? Or do I kind of settle down and work with the current predictable structures to build in a more solid way? That will be a lot of what you have to figure out this month. And let's talk a little bit about facilitating an environment where you can really make some very positive decisions by the time we get to all planets direct at the end of the month, no retrogrades. So having time in contemplation, having time in stillness is going to be very important in January. You have a lot of cards that depict stillness. The Hanged Man, the Seven of Pentacles, the Temperance card, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Four of Wands all depict stillness. Even the Two of Pentacles and Seven of Wands have some degree of motionlessness to them as well. So if you've been overdoing things, if you're feeling burned out in any way, this is an important month for rejuvenation for you. Getting into the hot springs, getting into the masseuse's office, getting into the acupuncturist, into the, aromatherapist as well. How can you get still and have people help you out a little bit here? How can you delegate things? We have to get calmer and more zen here, Cancers. A frantic or erratic Cancer in the year of 2023 is not going to hit the mark, okay? If you're having a lot of questions about, oh my gosh, which service provider do I use? Which branding do I use? All of these kind of frivolous ideas. I mean, they're kind of important, but they're kind of not. You kind of just need to do the thing at this point in time, I think, and not worry so much about the aesthetics of it all. I love aesthetics. I think there's a great opportunity for working with aesthetics by the end of the month, what you're wearing, what you're fronting, what you're supporting, but also what's underneath it all and what are the general motions that you want to make. We have to understand that there might be a lot of energy, and this is so important for Cancer. Actually, your entire month of January, moving from a highly retrograde period of time to all planets direct, for you, I think has a lot to do with frivolous concerns, non-issues, things that aren't problems, fears that don't have any place now in your life, not being able to approach someone because you're worried of what they think of you. So insecurities have to fall, okay, by the end of this month. As you can see, by the end of this month, we're seeing a very confident Nine of Pentacles, Four of Wands situation. And that is the energy of 2023. Okay, that yellow, celebratory, easy, naturally supported energy. Cancer has not really been evoking that for the last few years. I've found Cancer to be very caught up in energy knots that are very unrelated to some of the truths that they're actually facing. So deconstructing things that don't have to be deconstructed, reinventing the wheel, worrying about the opinions of others that can't affect you. 2023 is a wonderful year, and getting this straight right in January, to understand that we can't control the way that other people feel. We can't control what other people say or think about us beyond just, being a decent person and not, doing actions that are going to guarantee some amount of like bad gossip or something. Once we've changed our small daily choices to be daily choices that honor us and honor the greater good, at that point in time, we can't control what people say. And you would be surprised that sometimes once you really honor yourself and the greater good, people really start talking bad about you then. And then we can't change it, We can't certainly stop honoring ourselves in the greater good so that people start talking better about us. That's like the devil energy, right? Which is in your reading. So there's a big, the devil versus the temperance card and the hanged man and the Nine of Pentacles. Those 4 cards tell an interesting story for Cancer right now. It's a battle of like the will of other people. Like, what do I need to do to make other people like me? Doesn't work. Doesn't work. What we can do to make other people like us in the year of 2023 is sacrifice our dreams, shut down, and just keep doing what's predictable for them. That's what we can do to make people like us in 2023, and I don't think so. Okay. So try to get out of the need to make other people satisfied, and then like see like what people become happy with you through you honoring yourself in the higher good, and those will be more of your tribe now. Coming into greater self-composure and confidence through this kind of more cavalier energy is important for you, important for the sign of Cancer, because you don't need to make acquiescences to other people your full-time job. You need to work with the honoring of yourself in the higher good. And also, I really do like longer-term planning, multi-year plans, creating paths for yourselves, creating chains of events that are honoring yourself and your higher good. And I also am liking, this depends on the Cancer, because this can be like debilitated as well, but it can also be very dignified. I'm really liking these like 5-year plans, or these very structurally sound and materially kind of guaranteed, I want to say, long-term plans to really get you to a point of view where you don't have the same constraints. I think Cancers are one of the signs right now that can really, like, within 3 to 5 years have, yes, like passive income, or have, if it's not that, maybe like the exact position that they want. There's a great ability for you to access, with this all planets direct coming on by January 22nd, for you to access really sound planning and strategy. So let's talk about your week-to-week Cancer. Week number 1, the 7 of Wands reversed, rooted down by the 2 of Pentacles. I don't like it. It's beneath you, okay? The decisions that you're trying to make right now, the fears, the like things that you're choosing maybe to strategize around. Like, I don't know. How can I explain this? It's hard to explain, but I feel that you need to look higher. I think that a lot of the very front and center problems you might be diagnosing in your life right now are not problems. I think that they're in some way indulgent snags, things that can be very easily solved. Okay, like it's shocking, like it's like a click of a button on the mouse pad or something, and you don't have this issue hanging over you anymore. Try to just use your common sense and your intuition to solve these small things, because 2 of Pentacles and the 7 of Wands reversed, it's like being defensive about unnecessary problems, like being on guard for non-issues, being like stimulated also by distractions. Have a seat. Have a understanding of what is a surface level distraction and what is truly a problem that needs solving, and you will move like basically like 3 years worth of karma totally transcended by that time. The second week, the Hanged Man, rooted down by the Seven of Pentacles. If there ever was a week to have peace and quiet, to have just time with you, to rest the voice and rest the stimulation, and maybe just spend time in solitude, I would love that for you all. I would love you to look over what you've gained. I would love for you to spend time in contemplation, then reflecting, receiving divine guidance from the earth and the universe, and just like getting that 1,000-foot perspective as opposed to getting the magnifying glass out. Okay, so taking things from micro to macro. Honestly, if you all could have like a week off, I would love that for you then. Okay, week number 3, the Devil, rooted down by the Temperance card. The main question of your month, because they have a similar symbolism, right? So the Devil, we have the 2 people with the shackles, and then the Temperance card, we have the 2 cups, both held by a larger figure, a higher force. So we're talking higher forces here, okay, in the 3rd week of January and for the whole month. The bigger change or threshold that you're crossing at this point in your life is a question of higher forces as well. So that's important to understand that some of the stuff that you're going through is bigger than you, and it can be a relief as well, where you're maybe not holding yourself liable for everything, or you're not requiring you to be the savior of another person, you know. Try to maybe engage in more prayer during this time and rely more on your faith, and definitely weed out any of the toxic, dangerous stuff out of your life, okay? That could be an important thing to have in the back of your mind during that 2nd week. Like, what's a toxic presence in my life? Who is a toxic person? Who's a danger? Rather than things like, oh my God, what like business entity am I forming? Like, you could be very distracted with like that, like sort of sub-directional, like distracting, very North Node in Taurus stuff. You know, what branding do I choose? What social media account do I open? What business do I open? And then you're not realizing that over here something else is going on, like that's actually significant in your greater life path, and we're not maybe looking at that. So we have to really look at the significant things in our greater life path. As Cancers in the 3rd week, the archetype of the Devil is really coming up a lot lately, and I think it's saying that a lot of people are sacrificing the wrong things, or they are chaining or shackling or connecting themselves to things which are not maybe for their own higher good, because they think it will give some kind of result. So we have to really temper that and balance out business, tax, all of that kind of stuff during this time of the year and that time of the month of January. Also, alkaline diets and rebalancing your diet, rebalancing your health, because health is more valuable than like bank account, okay, is important to remember then too. And by the 4th week, Cancer, you need to understand what it will take, okay? What it will take to give you that higher, more noble, more easy, celebratory, victorious life that you're trying to create. Like, what does it take? So this is where like the mathematicians are really good. Like people who can solve formulas, people who can solve problems, people who think, okay, I want this variable, what does it take to get that? Careful though, and you know, with the Devil and the Temperance card coming up, better to get it through Temperance than through the Devil archetype, right? Because with this kind of like formulaic thinking that's coming in for your sign, you could see that you're like, okay, what does it take? Like, I'll do anything that it takes to get like that sum of money, or to get that like status or something, and I don't like that. Okay, I think that that's very North Node in Taurus, and I think that even by like the halfway through the year of 2023, that will already be showing itself as like not soulful enough or not real enough for you. So try to use that formulaic energy to make more greater decisions for you at a soul level. Anyway, Cancers, let's do an extended reading beyond this. I'm going to talk more about moving into this easy, more noble, more soft energy, fresh energy, in a way that is integrity based, and in a way that is honoring your higher good, in the extended reading on Patreon. I will link that below. And otherwise, I hope you all have a beautiful month and enjoyed this reading. Have a great one. Bye.